The hype surrounding the 2021 Mortal Kombat film was palpable, fueled in no small part by a red band trailer that promised the brutal fatalities and visceral gore that fans of the video game franchise had long craved. Finally, it seemed, a live-action adaptation was ready to embrace the bloody essence of Mortal Kombat. However, upon release, the film sharply divided audiences and critics. While many lauded the visceral fight choreography and the compelling portrayals of iconic figures like Scorpion, and the chilling presence of Sub-Zero, others found significant fault in its narrative choices. The removal of the central Mortal Kombat tournament, the sidelining of established fan-favorite characters in favor of introducing the original, somewhat bland protagonist Cole Young, as well as the absence of the popular character Johnny Cage, and the overall lack of sufficient development for the beloved roster left many feeling disappointed. Ultimately, a consensus emerged among a significant portion of the fan base, agreeing that despite its modern visual flair and commitment to gore, the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, with its more faithful adherence to the game's core storyline and tournament structure, remains the superior adaptation, more effectively capturing the spirit of the games that started it all. In this video, get ready to dive deeper into the brutal and action-packed world of Mortal Kombat 2021. Beyond the bone-crushing fatalities, intense rivalries, and mixed reception, the making of this film was filled with fascinating behind-the-scenes stories and clever nods to the beloved video game franchise. But before we begin, a quick warning of major spoilers is on the table, so be prepared for what's coming. The talented Hiroyuki Sanada, who played the iconic Scorpion, really got into character by diving into the video games. Even though he admits he wasn't very good and kept losing, he still found it enjoyable. For him, playing the games wasn't just about having fun, it was a way to truly understand the world of Mortal Kombat. He said, "Of course, I was beaten every time, just losing and losing. But I kept at the games to keep learning the stories, the background, and the characters. It was so much fun." In the movie, Hanzo Hasashi's wife uses a kunai in their garden, the same kunai that he picks up to fight the invaders. While these sharp, pointed knives are super famous as a ninja weapon, their original purpose was actually much more practical. They weren't just for fighting, they were really useful for everyday tasks like digging holes in the ground or helping to climb walls. Because kunai were lightweight and easy to carry around, they were a favorite tool for ninjas who needed to be quick and mobile on their missions. Max Huang, who played Kung Lao, brought some serious action movie expertise to the set. Before becoming an actor, he was actually part of the legendary Jackie Chan stunt team, which is known for its incredibly creative and dynamic fight choreography. Because of this experience, Max had a lot of ideas about how to make the fight scenes in Mortal Kombat even more exciting and impactful, and he wasn't shy about sharing them. What's really interesting is that Kung Lao's fighting style, with its focus on using a razor-sharp hat, is quite different from Max's own martial arts background. So he even had to train himself to master this new style. Unlike many of his fellow stars, Max's first taste of the franchise came from watching the older Mortal Kombat movies. This sparked his interest, and he eventually became a full-fledged fan. When he was cast as Kung Lao, he actually played the Mortal Kombat games to get a better feel for his character's unique fighting style, especially the deadly use of his hat. Speaking of his hat, even though Kung Lao's look is inspired by the Shaolin monks of China, the hat he wears in the movie is actually a traditional Korean style. It's a cool blend of different cultural influences coming together to create the look of this iconic character. Just before Jax and Sub-Zero have their intense showdown, eagle-eyed viewers might spot some graffiti on a wall. This isn't just random scribbling, it's actually a secret message for gamers. The down arrow, right arrow, LP that's spray painted there is the exact button combination you would press on a controller to make Sub-Zero perform his famous Ice Freeze move in the Mortal Kombat games. It's a fun little nod from the filmmakers to the long history of the franchise, and a way to reward longtime players with a hidden detail that connects the movie directly to the game's mechanics. While filming the fight scenes for the movie, Joe Taslim, who played Sub-Zero, was so incredibly fast and skilled in his movements that the director, Simon McQuoid, actually had to tell him to slow down a little bit, as the cameras weren't quite able to capture all his lightning-quick actions clearly. This impressed his co-star Mehcad Brooks, who played Jax, so much that he compared Joe's speed to the legendary Bruce Lee, who was also famous for being incredibly fast and fluid in his martial arts. This highlights just how talented and physically capable Joe is, bringing a real sense of speed and power to his portrayal of the legendary ninja. In fact, turns out that his own son helped him make the decision to play Sub-Zero. Not only that, but growing up playing the Mortal Kombat games, Sub-Zero was Joe's absolute favorite character. So, when he finally got to put on the iconic blue and black outfit of the Ice Ninja, his excitement was so genuine that he couldn't resist capturing the moment with lots of selfies. For Mehcad Brooks, getting to play Jax in the Mortal Kombat movie was a genuine dream come true, as he said, because he had been a fan of the games and the whole franchise for a long time. When it came to his look in the movie, the costume designers created an outfit for Jax that felt tough and modern, fitting his strong and grounded personality. Interestingly, Mehcad Brooks has his own tattoos in real life, but for the movie, these had to be covered up with makeup. This was done so that a specific dragon tattoo could be applied, helping to further define his look and potentially tie into his story within the Mortal Kombat universe. Contrary to other reports, while Mortal Kombat 2021 did push the boundaries of violence, director Simon McQuoid clarified that the film was never officially rated NC-17. He mentioned that it wouldn't have been difficult for the movie to reach that rating due to its graphic content, but the team was careful to ensure it stayed within R-rated limits. In contrast, the 1995 adaptation was originally conceived as an R-rated film, but the studio pushed for a PG-13 rating to make it more commercially viable. Additionally, the 2021 movie marked only the second time a Mortal Kombat project released in the USA to receive an R rating. The first one to get this rating was the animated movie Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge, which came out the year before. However, if you look at the entire history of the Mortal Kombat franchise across all types of media, the very first piece of content that really showed explicit violence and gore was actually the short film Mortal Kombat Rebirth. So, while the 2021 movie was a significant step for the live-action films in embracing the franchise's bloody roots with an R rating, the short film Rebirth was the initial foray into more graphic depictions of the Mortal Kombat universe. To bring the strange and alien world of Outworld to life in the movie, the filmmakers chose a real-world location that already had a unique and somewhat desolate feel: Lee Creek. This town in South Australia is a former coal mining town that's quite isolated, located in a very remote area. To give you an idea of just how far out it is, even getting there from the nearest major city, Adelaide, involves a massive 6-hour drive. And even after all that driving, you'd still be nowhere near the top of the state. The filmmakers went to a truly middle-of-nowhere spot to capture the otherworldly atmosphere they needed for Outworld. While in many of the Mortal Kombat video games, Reptile is portrayed as a ninja who is slowly transforming into a reptile. With some human-like features still visible, the movie seems to have taken a different approach. His appearance in the film, with a distinct snout and a tail, strongly suggests that the filmmakers drew inspiration from his look in the 2002 game Mortal Kombat: Deadly Alliance. In that particular game, Reptile was depicted in his most fully transformed state, looking much more like an actual lizard. So, for the movie, they likely opted for this more overtly reptilian design to emphasize his monstrous nature and make him a visually distinct and threatening opponent. When the trailer for the movie first came out, fans had a lot of opinions about the way Scorpion delivered his famous catchphrase, "Get over here!" It seems the initial recording didn't quite hit the mark for many people who were familiar with the video games. The original voice for Scorpion in the games, Ed Boon, who is also one of the creators of Mortal Kombat and provided his voice for the catchphrase in the 1995 version, had a very specific and recognizable way of saying it. "Get over here!" So, after hearing the feedback, the movie team actually went back and re-recorded the line for the film itself. They also used a different sound filter to make it sound more like the iconic delivery from the game. "Get over here!" Mehcad Brooks jokingly mentioned that watching the incredibly intense and well-choreographed martial arts movie The Raid Redemption was a mistake for him. He watched it after he found out that his character, Jax, would have a fight scene with Joe Taslim's Sub-Zero. The Raid movies are famous for their realistic and brutal action, so seeing Joe's impressive martial arts skills likely made Maycod realize just how skilled his on-screen opponent was. When the movie's Red Band trailer was released, it generated an incredible amount of hype and excitement among fans. Within just its first week, it racked up a staggering 116 million views online. This number is so huge that it actually broke records, making it the most watched Red Band trailer in history during its initial release. It even surpassed the impressive 4-day view counts of the trailers for other popular and mature-themed movies like Logan and Deadpool 2. This shows just how much anticipation there was for the Mortal Kombat movie, and how effectively the trailer captured the attention of audiences worldwide with its intense action and faithful portrayal of the game's brutal elements. During the intense confrontation between Sonya and Kano, a knife gets thrown across the room and sticks into a dartboard. If you look closely, you can see a drawing that shows Sonya Blade holding Kano's severed head, with the drawing signed "Love Sonya." And this ends our first dive into some of the coolest and perhaps lesser-known facts surrounding Mortal Kombat 2021. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and want to see more Kombat secrets revealed, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new here and hungry for more movies and gaming insights and fun facts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Until then, thanks for watching, stay sharp, and we'll see you in part 2.